Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web, ntnm.org. All our shows are on YouTube over the last 7-8 years. Community policing, caps24.org. Community policing is alive and well in the 24th District, which is Rogers Park, West Rogers Park, and the northern part of Edgewater. Thanks to Bob Kane, Get Well, and Commander Waldera. And Jewish Chicago will be out February 27th. If you go to the NTNM website, you'll find links to the Jewish Chicago site, and you'll find all the details and copies of back issues available on the web. It is a pleasure to introduce you to, actually this is kind of rare because we've actually had his wife on the show when she ran a couple years ago, but somebody who's running for the 12th sub-circuit, and that is Jim Hanlon. Jim, how you doing?
Terrific. How are you?
Good, thanks. Where is the 12th sub-circuit?
It's essentially the north to northwest suburbs. If you look at a map, it goes up to Lake Cook Road, starts at the lakefront, heads west to about Route 53, down to O'Hare, and there's all sorts of squiggly lines along the way as it heads back towards the lakefront.
It's Chicago. There has to be gerrymandering.
I don't know how the map came into being, but it's Winnetka, Glencoe, Northbrook, where I live, heading west, then Wheeling, Buffalo Grove, pieces of Park Ridge, Arlington Heights is a huge section of the area.
Yeah, the
Elk
show's
Grove.
on virtually all those places, so that much I like. And we delivered to most of those places too, so that I like too. So anyway, so cool. So what is your background?
Well, I grew up in the Chicago area, in the suburbs in Downers Grove. Been in the city since I went to college, which was at DePaul University up in Lincoln Park. Went to law school as well at DePaul, graduating in 1984. Practiced law principally at Catmush and Rosamond, as it's now known. I was there for 18 years, an equity partner, moved to another big firm, Howry, with Novus Law currently, but graduated 29 years ago, and my practice has always been commercial litigation, more recently with a real emphasis on helping clients with e-discovery issues.
Oh, very good. So, sounds like you've been very successful at what you do. Those are big firms, all the rest of it. So what's with being a judge?
Well, unlike some people, I haven't had a lifetime goal of being a judge. I know, for example, that was my wife's long-term goal, Crystal Rivers. It's been her goal. It's something that's developed over time. I've appeared before plenty of judges, some of whom are really very good, some of them not quite as good, shall we say.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference. And I've benefited from having really terrific judges. I have been encouraged in this by a lot of sitting judges who I respect both as people and as judges, and they'd say, you're the kind of person that we need on the bench. You should consider running. And over time, that starts to take root, and I've decided, okay, let's give it a try here.
Very cool. Now, so basically what's the difference in an outlook a judge takes to a case and a lawyer takes to a case?
Well, I think some of the outlook is the same. You need to be prepared. You need to have a work ethic about going about getting prepared. And I think you need to have a real curiosity. That's something that's always driven me in all my cases. It's what's made my practice interesting. Every case is a little different, maybe in a different industry, different client, different area of law. And so being prepared, digging in, doing the research, and having that curiosity, and as a judge, that curiosity to find the truth.
Interesting. So, you definitely need the truth if you're a judge. It's a good idea anyway.
It is.
Now, why would your person run in there's a number of sub-circuits throughout the area.
Sure.
Is there a reason you picked a sub-circuit rather than the entire circuit court, or?
Well, I live in the 12th sub-circuit, and I've lived there prior to the time it even became a sub-circuit. I've been in Northbrook for 23 years now. And it's just a function of trying to take a look around and figure out what's manageable. The sub-circuit is smaller than obviously countywide.
Oh, big time smaller, yeah.
Certainly, but it maybe takes greater resources in a sub-circuit because you can do a lot of things that might move the needle in terms of convincing people to vote for you that maybe you can't do on a scale of a countywide basis. And so, really that's what really drove the decision to try it in a sub-circuit. And we'll see how it goes. It's the first time I've run for anything, so it's everything is new to me in this endeavor.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So how are you finding the experience? Are you enjoying it?
More than I thought I would. I mean, I knew it would be interesting. My wife, as you know, has been through it twice, when she first ran and won for circuit court judge, and then when she ran for the appellate court a couple years ago. And so I've seen it as a spectator and a participant behind the scenes, but I've never been the candidate. And I've actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Fascinating to meet a lot of great people. The support that I feel when I'm out collecting petitions, I've had people say to me, "Thank you for doing this." And I look at them and say, well, I thought I was doing it principally for myself because I think I can be a good judge. But it's great that there are people out there who appreciate that people put themselves out and try and commit themselves to public service.
Wow, that's a really nice reaction. I've never heard that one before.
It surprised me a little bit, but it happened more than once.
Yeah.
A lot more.
So in the process, so basically, okay, so getting petitions signed is one way you can meet people. But by the way, I also want to say hi to my friend Jim Nelly, who I know is
Yes.
going to watch this, who is your election lawyer.
Election lawyers extraordinaire, I think
That's
is the title.
100% correct. How many events do you go to in a given night or a given day?
It varies. Weekends are packed. I try and spend some of the time on weekends going door to door and meeting people that way. So on any given night, there can be 1 to 3 events that I'll get to. It all varies. This is a hectic season right now because, in addition to it being political season, it's holiday season. There are events that every group is hosting, and you get invited to a lot of things. And so I try and get to as many things as I can, meet as many people as I can. But I try and be efficient about it and focus on events that are going to draw people who live in the 12th sub-circuit. So
That
those
makes sense.
Those are the voters I need to persuade.
Yeah, at least you don't have to listen to it. I don't know exactly how far it is to the far south suburbs, but that's got to be like 35, 40 miles if you had to travel that far.
I mean, the candidates who are the slated candidates who are covering events countywide, I see them at a lot of events. There's a real camaraderie that sort of develops among us as candidates. And, I'll be at an event, maybe it's up in Main Township, which is part of 12, and they'll say, "Oh yes, we were just down in Orland Park, the prior event, and now we got to get downtown after this." And I feel for them.
No, that's some heavy duty traveling. I think
is.
I would have, well, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't exactly run for judge, but I think I would pick the sub-circuit route myself. So it makes a lot more sense that way. Do you have a website?
I do. It's www.hanlon4judge, and the 4 is spelled out, the word for, F-O-R. So it's HANLONFORJUDGE, if I just spelled judge correctly. .com.
Yeah, you did. I've been an editor for a while. That much I know how to do. Not much more, but that much I know. And are you on Facebook? Are you on other social media? Do you use it?
I use it for the campaign, Facebook. I'm not personally on Facebook. I just never got into it. But
so I assume there's a like page for your
there is,
candidacy?
and if you go to my web page, there's a link to the Facebook page. I'm on professionally on Twitter, not for the campaign.
Yeah.
J Hanlon J is my Twitter name.
So if somebody's just on Facebook and does it, it just do a search on, is it James Hanlon on the ballot?
Well, on the ballot, it's going to be James Edward Hanlon Jr., my full legal name, but I go by Jim.
Okay, no, I figured because, when you write me, it's Jim. But, when I do the templates before the show so I can edit fast later, I always use the name on the ballot, so I've got your four-namer with the junior.
Yes.
In any event, Mickey's hands are running out of time. I want to thank you very much. James Edward Hanlon Jr., also known as Jim, running for the 12th Sub-Circuit Circuit Court of Cook County. Good luck in the campaign.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.